Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. And checking out Oklahoma City's opening lineup courtesy of our friends at State Farm. The front line, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins. The backcourt comprised of Russell Westbrook and Thabo Sefolosha. And for the Spurs, Green and Leonard out on the perimeter. Splitter is out there with Duncan, and it's Parker in at the 1 spot. Splitter inside, defended by Durant. Splitter misses.
Well, Thunder head coach Scott Brooks had some pretty good days in his NBA career. Actually went undrafted out of UC Irvine, but ended up playing in the CBA and then played, I think, 8 or 9 years in the NBA. Ended up winning a title with Houston in 1994.
And that one's good. Parker.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. Defending Kevin Durant is one of their focal points in this matchup. He told me that Durant gives defenders problems because he can pull up and shoot at any time from any distance. He said usually you can try and funnel and trap a player, but with Kevin, there isn't really a way to force him out of his range.
And thank you for that, Doris. Well, you mentioned Coach Brooks and his background as a point guard. You see a lot of former point guards, I think, Steve, becoming head coaches.
Yeah, it's true, Kevin. You think about the guys who have had to lead teams as point guards. It's a natural transition for them to go into coaching. They're used to directing traffic. They're used to kind of figuring things out during a game, so they have to think their way through a contest. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that point guards sometimes make good coaches.
Now here's Durant. The pass to Sefolosha. Outside Westbrook. Passes it to Ibaka. Over Splitter. Ibaka, no luck. Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. Into Tim Duncan. Here's Green. He gathers. And it's blocked by Perkins. It's Durant with the drive. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Thunder shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Boy, he's knocking them down. No surprise there. He's one of the premier free throw shooters in the league.
Ginobili against Martin. And the call will be against Kevin Martin. That's his first foul. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Parker's shot is off. Here's Collison, and that's not going to go. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Spurs out in front. They lead. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Thunder 5 right now. They've got Hashim Thabit. Martin is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then there's Nick Collison. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot.
Well, Ginobili has a knack for taking charges defensively. Great anticipation skills. And he's really quick. He's a phenomenal athlete. So he beats his player to the spot, and then he's willing to take the contact.
But that's just part of the larger picture for Manu. I mean, he is just a winner on the basketball court, a terrific competitor. He does everything he can to help his team win and to give him an edge. Taking a charge, running down loose balls, hitting clutch shots. Whatever you need, he'll try to give it to you.
Diaw, he's covered by Collison. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Latrey gets it to go. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
You know, you don't get to the top of the Western Conference without being a well-lubricated machine, and that's exactly what the Spurs were last year. Extremely efficient in every area, especially their shot selection.
Well, he took advantage of that mismatch size-wise, went right up with it.
Yeah, he loves those mid-range jumpers.
Collison against Duncan, and that one's good. And Steve, back to the Spurs, didn't score the most, but they had the best field goal percentage, which is why they won so many games.
Yeah, they were so efficient offensively. The ball just seemed to move on its own at times. I mean, every player was so well conditioned to take care of the ball, to move it on, to find a shooter, and they were so unselfish that they constantly got open looks.
And that one's good. Parker's got his second basket of the game.
If he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
Thunder trailing by 4. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Down goes the slam.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played, inside. I mean, if you can go over the top like that, you've got a great advantage.
The Spurs have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And he makes the first. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Duncan. Splitter comes in for Boris Diaw. Steven Jackson checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Collison. Perkins comes in for Serge Ibaka. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kevin Durant. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Gary Neal's checked in for San Antonio. On the wing, Steven Jackson. Gets it to go. And here is Sefolosha. Back to Perkins. 1 second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And that does it for the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to it.
And a view here of the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk as we welcome you back to the game. Look at Tony Parker. What a contribution.
Yeah, this is exactly what we've come to expect from this guy, and he has delivered here through 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's not easy since teams always are keying on him as the team's top player, but to be able to play like he has with the reputation he's got, I mean, that takes an awful lot of talent and focus.
So with Ginobili sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Tony Parker at the 1 and Danny Green at the 2. Splitter is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the center position. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, one thing we've seen from Kevin Durant over the last few seasons has been a marked improvement in his defense. And that was really a challenge that was issued to him from Thunder coach Scott Brooks. I said, Kevin, if you want to be an elite player in this league, you can't do it on one end. You are going to be known as one of the best scorers in the game. If you want to be known as something more than that, you have to play both ends. Guys, Durant has taken that challenge head on.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. The 11-footer. Here's Splitter, and he makes good on the layup.
Well, until recently, he was one of the top big men in Europe. Now in the NBA, he's really showing what he's got at both ends of the floor. An active big man, he can run the floor, he can rebound, block shots, and score a little bit as well.
Yeah, you know, a mobile 7-footer with a good basketball IQ. He's a factor on the offensive board, boosting that box score with those second chance points. And it's blocked by Ibaka. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaw's checked in for Duncan. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Daniel Green. And Gary Neal subbed in for Tony Parker. The Thunder also changing it up. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. And it's Martin in for Serge Ibaka. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for the Spurs. Parker comes in for Gary Neal. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Jackson's checked in.
And Manu Ginobili, really one of the top-tier shooting guards this league has to offer and has been for a while. He's hard to find a flaw in his game, whether it's Defense, rebounding, scoring, passing. He's a stat sheet stuffer for sure.
Agreed. The Spurs making a switch here. Splitters checked in, and Oklahoma City with a change here too. Russell Westbrook in for Reggie Jackson. Spurs leading by 8. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Splitter passes to Parker. Over Durant. San Antonio again missing. And here we go with Kevin Martin. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Gets the bucket.
He's as close to impossible to defend as anybody, I think. I mean, he can just torch the defense in so many ways.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the Spurs shooting at 50% in a decent groove. And Steve, you played a season in San Antonio alongside Manu Ginobili.
I did, Kevin, and I felt like he was one of the great competitors that I've ever seen. He's one of those rare guys who literally does not care if he misses. Nothing seems to faze him. He embraces pressure. He embraces every big shot. And if he misses, it doesn't bother him. He just moves right along. And that's what allows him to come through in the clutch.
So with Westbrook on the bench, this is who Scott Brooks has out there. Durant is out there with Cephalosha. Then there's Martin. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Perkins in at the 5 spot. Durant with it. Now Green defending. Durant kicks to Jackson. It's stolen by Green. It's 2-on-1. Goes up. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Put that ball up there and banged it home. Man, that was nice.
Little Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that was strong.
Simple, direct, and effective.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Spurs. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Gary Neal. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Oklahoma City. Westbrook comes in for Reggie Jackson.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. He hits both from the stripe.
Well, with such a young core and showing that they can be a team that can hold their own in the tough Western Conference, it's possible we could be looking at a decade-long run here with the Thunder, where they win multiple conference championships and maybe NBA titles as well.
And here we go. Perkins dishes to Durant. And Ibaka kicks to Perkins. He dishes it to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Back to Durant. On deep. They get it back. Ibaka. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
See, that's a good thought. You certainly have to think so, the way they are dominating their division and the rest of the West the past few years. Clark, what a solid young core they have to go with.
Yeah, they're fantastic, Kevin. Such a young team. They've been knocking on the door for a championship the last couple of years, and they should be a contender as long as they can keep this core together and stay healthy.
And that's a foul. It's called Ntabo Cephalosha. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And both free throws good for Green.
Some clutch free throws to close it out.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 12. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Over the last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Scott Brooks said to his team. He said, listen, we've come this far. Now we've got to lay it on the line to get a win. I know we can do it. So show them what you got and let's make it happen. Guys, we'll see if they can do it.
And the first one at the line is good. Neal hits them both. Jackson with it. Here's Perkins. The Thunder with another miss. Here's Neal. And so it